Ready? Ready to do this? Yeah? Okay. Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I have a special guest, my dog, Waffle. He decided he wanted to do the video with me. There's no way of getting him out of the couch, so here we go. Today's video is about what is going on in the camera market. It has been a very crazy 2026 and we are actually gonna go and break down as what has had happened up to right now. Currently it is August 26, 2026, so we're gonna see what has been going on up to now. We're gonna start by Canon. And Canon has had a really interesting beginning of the year. First of all, Canon ended 2020. Are you done? Trying to record over here. Not important. But Canon ended 2025 with a banger, the R6 Mark III. And it did not disappoint in 2026. It also launched the R6 VI, which is a video-centric camera that it is basically the perfect mix of photos and hybrid. They launched the R6 III last year, which was absolutely amazing. 30 frames per second, 32 megapixel sensor, just the same AI that you find in the R5 II. It's just incredible. And at 32 megapixels, 30 frames per second, and a non-stack sensor, that is incredible. Then they followed that up with the C50, which even though it does not have IBIS, it is an incredible camera. It has everything to be desired in. Open gate, something that none of my cameras do, but we'll get to there. Shoots open gate at 7K, I believe 7K 60, and the 4K is oversampled from the 7K, so that makes the image incredibly detailed. And that was only in 2025. In 2026, they came with that baby mixture camera of the R6 III and the C50 into something that has IBIS, something that has open gate, shoots stills as well at 32 megapixels. So incredible. But not only that, they followed up with some glass as well. If I'm not getting this correct, they launched a 20-50 f4 power zoom. Perfect for the R6V, because that camera is basically situated for creators like myself. Maybe I'll pick up the R6V, who knows, we'll see. But all the reviews of the 20-50 have been unbelievable. So Canon is really have been kicking it up for the past basically year. Next, we're gonna move to Sony. Sony probably had the most amazing year out of all of the camera manufacturers up to right now, August 2026. I don't see how they can improve, but here we go. Let's do a quick review. First, they finished 2025 with the launch of their prosumer camera, the A7R VI. But that's not only the only wonderful thing that they have done. That was 2025, remember. In 2026, they launched the A7R VI. 66, I'm gonna get that right, 66.6 megapixels, capable of shooting 30 frames a second on a fully stacked sensor. 66.6 megapixels, 30 frames a second. 8K recording, fixes the wiggles and the rolling shutter that had the previous generation. It is just basically an A1 II, or even better than an A1 II, it depends, but at 66 megapixels, yes, there's two differences in there, which is the number one, one is the dial on the left. The A1 II has the dial, and the R6 does not have the dial. And the readout speed. Sorry, too many cameras and stuff. The A1 II has a readout speed of about 2 milliseconds, while the A7R VI has a readout speed of about 20 milliseconds. Still fast, but it's not as fast as the A1 II. So those are the main differences there. But not only that, they also came up with a 100-400 f4.5. That is insane. That is a beast. That is unheard of. But if you want to know more things that are unheard of, they not only launched an FX3 successor, but they leapfrogged the FX3 into the FX5. It has a new screen, a fully articulating screen like all of them they do, but not only that, it's bigger, it's 16:9 now, or 9:16, can't remember, but it's the Instagram format on the horizontal. It shoots open gate, 3:2 aspect ratio open gate. It has 5K 5K oversampled, 4K 120 uncropped. It has a new menu system like the high-end resolution Sony cameras, like the Venus. And honestly, it's incredible. I don't see how they can get any better for Sony. Not only that, but also something that's very important. Last year, they launched a 100 f2.8 macro lens, which everybody says is spectacular. So just, they keep saturating the market with good, great, amazing, sellable gear. And now, well, we've heard about two great companies doing great. We're going to go into my company, Nikon. And this is going to be a while now, okay? Bear with me, because I know a lot of people out there watching also. I'm going to have some of the same feelings that I'm about to portray over here. The utter and bitter disappointment of Nikon. And I say this with heavy heart because the only thing we have gotten this year is the 70-200 f2.8 version 2, which I will admit, it is a spectacular, wonderful, sharp, lightweight internal zooming lens that has a 77mm filter thread that is incredibly convenient for me. It comes with a whole bunch of new updated things, and I will say the lens is exquisite. Optically, it's incredible. The throat feels great, but it's not enough to carry an entire billion-dollar company, okay? We have seen no innovation from Nikon since the launch of the CR that is currently recording right now. We have gotten a 24-70 f2. We've gotten a 70-200 f2 version 2. We've gotten the CR, and that's it. We haven't gotten anything else. So this is a head scratcher like I just did, but this is incredibly frustrating for me. As you can see, as I mentioned before, other companies are doing power zooms, are doing 66 megapixels at 30 frames a second. They're launching new macro lenses. They just launched a video-centric new camera. They even, another company, Canon, I already told you of the R6V, they just launched a camera that's the perfect mixture between the film world and the stills world. They made it together into a baby. And you can argue that the ZR is all of that, but it is not. Unfortunately, it is not. It is a video-centric camera, but we do not have that vast majority of options in Nikon. We also don't have a high-resolution stills camera. The only things that we have are the Z9, which is about 5, pushing 6 years old. The Z8, which, while incredible camera, it is also going long in the tooth. For example, one incredible caveat that the Z8 has is that it does not have a fully articulating screen. So as you can see right now with the ZR, I can look over there and I'm being recorded. I also have an external monitor right up there and I'm being recorded. I can see myself. With the Z8, it's not possible to do that. So that makes it very hard. Also to mention that the Z9 and Z8 are incredibly heavy cameras as well. Something that neither the R5 II or actually none of the other Sonys are that heavy. So it's lack of innovation, I feel. It's lack of serving your customer. It's lack of serving your fans. It's lack of serving the people that go out there, work hard to buy the products. It's just a lack of all of that together. It does feel, and I wrote this down over here because I wanted to mention this, it does feel that Nikon is like the Manchester United of the camera world. Funny enough, I'm also a Manchester United fan. But it feels that way because it feels like they're living through the past glories. Well, Nikon was one of the top film cameras. It was one of the top innovators. But since the mirrorless world kicked in, well, we've only had one flagship camera that is 6 years old. At least Manchester United are trying to sign midfielders, but that's a debate for another video. But now, what is particularly worrying over here is that the numbers of units shipped were actually delivered or made public a few weeks ago. And Canon has a 45.7% of the market share. Sony has a 24.6% of the market share. And you would think, well, naturally Nikon has third place. Well, sorry to disappoint you or disappoint me, but the answer is no, it does not. Fujifilm is actually in third place with an 11.8% of the market share. Nikon has less than 10% of that. Nikon is at 8.9%. So a company that spent $80 million acquiring Red, a video, film, cinematic cinematography company that dedicated itself for big productions, Hollywood, all of those things that have an incredible style and color codec. Nothing. One camera, recording right now, and that's it. So it doesn't feel that we're living to our full potential. But now, yes, it is true that in the current political environment that the world lives, things are more complicated. The trade war with China, trade war now with Canada, tariffs are making everything more expensive, not to mention the rise of AI and how they're using flash memory. 2 terabyte flash memory can go anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000. Something that makes people wanting to go purchase cameras that use CF cards, CF Express Type B, CF Express Type A, even more challenging. And that does take a toll on us because we already buy the camera, we buy the lens, now we have to buy the memory card. It adds up, so you know. But yet none of these are excuses for lack of innovation. Canon is innovating. Sony is most definitely innovating. So these are things that need to happen in the camera world. Innovation, constant innovation, R&D. Use that cash flow that the sale of interchangeable lens cameras provide in order to keep innovating, to keep making products better. So that's where we are at 2026. I do hope for my mental sake that things do pick up at the second or almost 1/3 left of 2026, because I am very excited where 2027 is going to be. Thank you so much for watching the video. Leave your comments below if you agree with me, if you don't agree with me. What do you think is coming in 2027? And yes, thank you very much. I'll see you in the next video.